Hello, beautiful, divine, alchemical beings, multi-dimensional, beautiful, creative artists, and incredible, magnetic, alchemical human beings. Welcome to this morning's sadhana, I would say. Sadhana means practice, a devotional practice, a devotional personal practice. And I wanted to share today some beautiful reflections of this past week. I have spent this past week in beautiful land of Montana, this beautiful sacred land of dreams coming true. It is so real. Ever since I started coming to Montana, so many of my dreams have come true and continue to come true. That land is pure magic, and anything we speak comes into reality. So how does that happen? I often wonder how we have lost our ability and our memories of our power, and how we are these powerful, multi-dimensional beings here on the planet Earth to co-create with the divine power of love and truth, to co-create our lives for the benefit of all beings. All of my practices are offered for the benefit of all beings. I am here in service of my Dharma, in service to assist humanity in remembrance of who the fuck we are, unapologetically using our voice, speaking for truth, speaking up for any injustice in the world, even the little things, to change the world to be a better place, to build a new world, to transmute the old pain and suffering and trauma in our shadows, to transmute what doesn't serve us, what doesn't belong here, to transmute the corruption on the planet of all things, of all beings. Anything that's inverted in the world, we get to bring back into its rightful place. Those of us who are the seekers of truth and wisdom, who are living this life with purpose, understanding that there's more here. There's something more here than what we have been doing. And it's almost like, what the fuck am I doing now? Looking around and asking, what is anyone and everyone doing? And why are they doing what they're doing? And coming to realization of our own sacred why I am doing what I'm doing, why I'm doing these daily practices, sadhanas, yoga practices. Some of us go hiking, some of us go running, some of us whatever, doing jumping jacks. But we want to have healthy, fit bodies. We want to have happy, joyful lives. None of us want to continue living in despair and suffering and in depressions and sadness and desiring to have someone's things like jealousy, or that's not the way to live. We want to be open and free and to bring smiles to the world, to bring healing and laughter to each other and empowerment. And so a lot of us are on this path of empowering ourselves in our embodiment in these bodies. A lot of us feel out of body, and we need to get back into our bodies. A lot of us are feeling too much in our bodies, sitting around doing nothing, and we need to get out and fly and create more in our lives. So we get to realize each moment that we are here to create more than what we have been doing. And there's parts of us that are not showing up fully and 100% for what we stand for. We're not showing up fully for who we remember we are. We're still healing our traumas. We're still processing our wounds. We are still moving through some sort of a self-victimizing triggers of guilt. I should have done this, or I should have done that. And not a lot of us are actually abiding in this now moment of transformation and transmutation through all those self-doubts and emotions that are holding us back. It's a process. And we get to actually also kick ourselves in the butt out of our processes and into our actions, into our divinely inspired actions, to recreate and rebirth what we're here to bring. And we can only perfect it all by doing it. So a lot of us are here on the path of empowerment, embodiment, self-realization, self-growth, enlightenment, and so important, healing, ancestral healing, remembering our deep wounds, our ancestral wounds of so many generations that we are unpacking here in this lifetime. And it's not easy, and it's not always quick or instant, and oftentimes it takes a while, and the time is so different. It could be 2-3 years before you can manifest something, and while you're manifesting it and living towards the goal of manifesting, how can we enjoy the process without only being stuck on that thing that we want? How can we enjoy the process of getting there, right? Like when we go to the peak of the mountain, how can we enjoy the journey from the bottom to the top, even when it's hard? How can we enjoy the nature that surrounds us and supports us on the way? It's the same with our life. That's our life. Between the bottom and the top, that's our life. And so being in our own practices reminds us of who we are, reminds us of devotion, of service, of worship. A worship in the true way of that understanding of devotion and love, preciousness, that preciousness of time that you spend with yourself, you spend with your precious soul, so that you could create. And the divine feminine teachings bring us into that self-realization through these practices. They awaken the masculine teachings in our mind. Our mind tends to often stand in our way or be asleep. In the yoga traditions, the mind is known as Shiva, the consciousness, the awareness. And in one of the stories, Shiva is in deep grief. He's in deep meditation and grief up on the Mount Kailash, grieving his beloved, his divine feminine that has been disgraced and dishonored in the world and sacrificed. And she sacrifices herself in so much anger that no one deserves her presence because she is so dishonored, and so she sacrifices herself. And in this moment, Shiva, the masculine, as they are so connected, he knows this sacrifice, and in his grief he destroys all that he can before he departs into his slumber for eons of time. And so that's such an important part of the masculine, being present in the world. And when the masculine isn't present, when the masculine is grieving and processing the grief and the dishonor, and he is in those deep meditations where he is disconnected from his body, and nothing is done in this world, and nothing is being destroyed, no demons are being destroyed, because Shiva, as the consciousness, is the destroyer. This right here is that destructive fire that is here to sweep away the corruption of the demons and the shadows. So it's up to the feminine, the divine feminine teachings and the guidance and awakening to climb up. She climbs up through her practices. That's the Kundalini Shakti energy, the divine feminine Shakti that lives in the tailbone, that coils there asleep. And as she uncoils herself through the practices, through devotion, dedication, worship of that inner power and source that is found within, as we rise through that Kundalini power, through all of our centers and through that central channel, Shushumna, rising up into the mind. This is where it spills into that shimmering light, awakening the masculine mind, the awareness, the consciousness, to then be reunited with the body, with Shakti, Shiva and Shakti, the mind and body reuniting, realizing their own source power, the unapologetic source power of the voice, of sound, of movement, of action, of divine action that is here to bring through that divine purpose that is dormant right up here in the crown. So as the consciousness awakens, as Shiva awakens and descends down with Shakti, with Kundalini into the heart, together they're able to remember and spread their wings and to fly upon those visions and dreams and purpose work. As the right wing is that masculine wing, and it connects us to our visions, it connects us to what we're here to bring. We can see ahead. And then the left, the wing, the left of the divine feminine wing connects us to our purpose. We remember, we awaken that vision, the masculine vision. So he opens his third eye and he shoots it down and burns away what doesn't serve that purpose. That's why he is right here in service to the divine feminine, to the teachings of the divine feminine that are here to rise and spill all over your being, all over your body, your light body, your energy body. And in this way you get to serve humanity, you get to serve all beings with your conscious awareness, with your awakening and enlightenment of the masculine, so that he can now be in service to that purpose, to the heart, to the body, to the womb, to the sacred womb of all creation. The divine feminine teachings are here to remind us of who we are, multidimensionally, and our whole bodies hold the whole universe, and all dimensions are within before they can be found elsewhere. Our dimensions are within our being, our understanding, our consciousness. And so this past week I spent such an incredible time in Montana with my soul tribe, with my soul sisters of the Wolf Mountain in Montana. We created beautiful ceremony and practices and ritual for all beings, for all women, for all children, to be honored, to be remembered, for the masculine to awaken that incredible shimmering light within the mind of humanity, so that all that doesn't serve the feminine and the children can be destroyed by the fire, so that all the lands will be covered with the ash and the destruction of all the demons and the monsters and the shadows that prevent us from our true power of the divine. And may the new earth be reborn out of fertile ash for all beings to remember who they are, to return to our purpose work, to let go of the world, to be in the world but not of the world, to remember our sacred why and what we stand for in this lifetime as the divine feminine, as the divine masculine come together in union and reunion in the heart space. We get to honor that Hieros Gamos inner union for all beings, transmute that separation between the two beloveds for all beings, for our own selves, for our own inner and outer marriage, and for all beings. That's the magic of the true divine feminine. She's here to use her voice, to use her body for ceremony, for ritual, to activate and to transmute for all beings the truth, to bring through the love and devotion and remembrance of how to honor our souls and how to remember our sovereignty, how to dance freely for all beings, how to sing and how to heal through our bodies, through our teachings, through our guidance and wisdom, our devotion to the divine, our devotion and true transmutation of this wound, the God wound, the goddess wound, the wound of spirituality for men and women, where there's no fear of showing up, and it's only a blessing, a flowing, authentic, genuine blessing to feel and share the spirit and the spirit life and the spirit world with each other, the quantum world with each other beyond the touch, beyond the matter, multi-dimensional, divine, quantum field, where there's no pain, there's no fear, there's only love and wisdom. There's no separation from the divine. There's no separation from each other. We get to heal all of the suffering, little by little, if more people are awakening to that realization of their power, if more people said no to the things that are disgraceful, we would all rise together with our children and our future generations, carrying our ancestors behind, being lifted by our ancestors through our hardships and hard times. We get to be victorious. We get to be in union and reunion with that divine power of love and creation for all beings. So remember, the most selfless thing you can do for the world is to look within first. To look within, to empty your cup, to fulfill your cup, and to offer your cup to the world. Loka samasta sukhino bhavantu. Offering it all up for the benefit of all beings. The Divine Feminine is here to bring through her wisdom. The Divine Masculine is here to bring through his love. And together, love and wisdom are here to serve all beings through each one of us as we continue to remember and return to our true selves, as we continue to remember and reclaim our true power, unapologetic power, and we get to remind each other of who the fuck we are. To not hold back your unapologetic power of love and truth for all beings, offering it all up for all living beings. The Divine Feminine lives within each being. She's the muse. She's the goddess. She's the essence of our purpose. She's the mother to all beings. We honor her. We bow deeply to her. We remember her as she guides us forward in life, as she reminds us of our masculine power, of our awareness, our consciousness, our highest self, reuniting together with her divine feminine flow, Hieros Gamos, becoming the multidimensional being, cosmic, galactic, in all dimensions, in all realms, in all planes of existence. Remembering who you are, you get to travel between the worlds, you get to travel in all dimensions. Be who you are, your own leader, your own guide, your own mother and father, God and Goddess, whatever it means to you, universe, the power to create, the omnipresent power to transmute all pain and suffering through our bodies. Our bodies are vessels and tools. Through words and actions, we get to create healing in the world. So this is my message today, beautiful beings. Thank you so much for tuning in. Sending you all so much love, blessings, power to be you unapologetically. Be yourselves and flow and pulse with life. Pulse with life. Be alive. Many blessings.